Green's theorem is applicable whenever your line integral is of the form m dx plus n dy, okay, over some curve C. Using this Green's theorem, we can write it in terms of double integration, which is given by this integral. Okay. Now, just see this problem. We need to evaluate this line integral. Is it not? It is in the form m dx plus n dy. Am I right? Yes, compare.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it's not in the form f dot dr. It is in the form m dx plus n dy. So if they have told Green's theorem or no, we have to evaluate such a line integral. We can do it with the help of Green's theorem only. Now, before doing that, we need to draw what is this given curve C. So this curve is nothing but it is bounded by x-axis. One of the boundary is x-axis and another boundary you can say upper half of the circle x square plus y square equal to a square. So whenever you want to solve it, better if you draw, then it is easy. And here Green's theorem is applicable in 2 dimensions. Means will not take 3 dimension. There the z is not present only. Okay. So here we have it. Now let us draw the circle. Yeah, what are the properties of this circle? Center is at the origin, right? And radius is a. Okay. Now, is it we have to take the entire circle or any part of it? What we have to take? Is it the entire circle? Huh? The upper half of, see, one of the boundary is this x-axis. So this is my boundary. This is my boundary. So I have to take only this part. Hope you can see this. This is the region where we have to perform that integration. So for that, what we'll do now is, okay, write down. So x square plus y square equal to a square. So just discuss about, just write the things regarding this given curve and all. So here, this represents a circle with center at origin and radius a. Radius a. Okay. Now what we'll do? We have to apply green. Okay. This is x square plus y square equal to a square is the equation of this circle. Now suppose so. Okay, we have to apply this Green's theorem. According to that, this has to be written in terms of a double integration. And can you see what are the variables here? What are the variables here? X and y. We have to perform double integration. So do you remember the concept of double integration? You have to write now this is over a region means you have a definite limits for that. So you need to find out the limits. Okay. Now, if I just take for a circle, taking the limits in terms of x and y will be little difficult. Difficult in the sense it may be complicated when you want to integrate it, but it is going to be simple if you go for one concept. Have you learned the concept changing into polar coordinates? Evaluation of double integral by polar coordinates. Have you studied?
Yes, ma'am.
Huh? Yeah. So we are just going to apply that. Okay. So in the beginning, what you do, just compare this given integral with the standard form of Green's theorem and then just see what are the changes. Okay. Now I'm going to write the statement of Green's theorem. So this carries 1 mark. So by Green's theorem, write the general concept. What it is? See, I'm going to write integration over C m dx plus n dy is equal to what? Double integration over a dou n by dou x minus dou m by dou y dx dy. Let me call it as equation 1. Now you compare this LHS part with this given part. Okay, can you tell me what is m? M is what is attached to dx.
2x square minus y
X square minus y square.
2x square minus y square is my m. What is my n? What is attached with dy?
X square plus y
X
square.
square plus y square. Okay. Now, if you want to substitute in equation 1, now you have here the derivatives. So let us just find them also. What I want for m, it should be differentiated with respect to y. Am I right? So what is the partial differentiation of m with respect to y? X square becomes 2x square becomes 0. What is y square? Derivative.
Minus
Two
2y.
Minus 2y. Similarly, n has to be differentiated with respect to y. Am I correct?
With respect to x.
No, we have to do it with respect to x.
with
Let us
respect to x.
with respect to x, what is the derivative? 2x
2x
plus 0. Okay. Yeah. So we got the things. Now we can easily substitute. Therefore, equation 1 becomes integration over c. What is my m? M is 2x square minus y square into dx. My n is x square plus y square into dy is equal to double integration over a dou n by dou x. Dou n by dou x is 2x minus, what is dou m by dou y we have got? Minus 2y dx dy. Now we can simplify. At the most, what we can do for this? What the simplification we can apply? Huh? Can't simplify? Anything which can be taken out?
2.
2 is constant, can be taken out, which is common, right? So what remains is x plus y. Okay, dx dy. See, there are two things. Okay, as I started this example first, let me just tell you, you can write the limits for x and y here, and then you can evaluate it, one case. Else, you can just change it to polar coordinates and do it. Why I'm using polar? Because this is a circle. So that I'll get very simple limits for that. Okay. So do you remember the concept of polar, conversion in terms of polar? We put x equal to y equal to in terms of polar coordinates. Therefore, dx dy equal to. Can anybody tell me what is this? What we have to substitute? X equal to
R cos theta.
r cos theta. Very good. Y equal to
R
R
sin
sin
r
theta.
sin theta. So dx dy will be
R
R
dr
dr dt.
very good. R dr d theta. Okay. So we are converting our xy in terms of r and theta. So let us go back to the region and let us find the limits. So r is nothing but radius vector, isn't it? R is nothing but radius vector. So this is my r. Now if I want the variation, I can take here, I can take here, I can take here. In the whole region, green region I have to take. Okay. Can you tell me what is the value of r at this point? It varies like this. So this is called a lower limit. Correct? What is the value of r here? 0. 0. It is
0.
at the origin, right? And upper limit is till the circle. I can't go beyond it, right? What is the value of r here? A, right? Because the radius of the circle is A. So what is the variation for R? You can say R varies from 0 to A. Similarly, I'm getting some theta here. Theta is nothing but the angle. So here it starts like this. You can say this is from x-axis till I have to take till negative x-axis. Am I right? Because my region is ending here. So if I start with this positive x-axis, what will be the angle?
Zero
No,
to
if
pi.
I start from this x, okay, lower limit till upper limit, 0 to 180 or pi. Agree? So these are the limits. Any confusions, any doubt? See, very simple. R varies from here till here. Theta varies from here till this point. 0 to 180. Let us take all these changes. Therefore, integration over C, 2x square minus y square dx plus x square plus y square dy is going to be, I'll substitute 2, I have to write as it is. This is double integration. Now, x, what is my x? Let's see the substitution. R cos theta. What is my y? What is my y? R sin theta. What is my dx dy?
R dr
R
dt.
r dr d theta. Now, here the limits for r and theta, are they constant or variable? Constant values or variable quantity? 0, a, 0, pi. Constant values, or they are going to change? Constant, right? So that time it is immaterial that whether you write r first or theta first. Am I right? But if you have variable limits are there, no, it should be written inside. Hope you remember that concept. Yeah. Now here I am writing r inside, no? So I'll just write here limits for r. What is my r limits? R is varying from 0 to a. What are the limits for theta? 0 to pi. Okay. Yes. Now what we can do is, let us simplify it. This is 2. Whenever you have constant limits, and if it is possible to separate r and theta terms in this case, then you can write it as product of two integrals. Hope you might have applied this concept. See what I have here, two variables r and theta, isn't it? So can you separate r and theta terms? What can I do for this? Just think about it. It is not a difficult sum. It is very, very simple. Okay. Just see, can you separate r and theta terms in this bracket?
R common.
Yeah, we can take r common and separate it, right? So I'm going to write like this. I'll write here, suppose if I write theta, then I have to write the theta terms here. Into, I'm going to separate it as r varying from 0 to a. So this can be done in two cases. Two conditions should satisfy. What is that? You should have constant limits for both. And if it is possible to separate r and theta terms, then only you can apply this concept. Otherwise, no. Okay. Yeah. Tell me what are the terms containing theta. If you take r outside, what remains here?
Cos theta plus
Cos theta plus sin theta. Okay, done.
Theta.
Here, tell me the terms containing r.
R square.
R square.
Square.
Correct? Yeah. Is the part clear? Nothing much. Very simple integration it is. We just separated it. Now integrate it. So this is 2 into. What is the integration of cos theta? Cos theta.
Sin theta.
Sin theta. And sin theta?
Minus cos theta.
Minus cos theta. What are the limits? 0 to pi.
0 to
What is the integration of r square with respect to r?
r cube by 3.
R cube by 3. Limits are 0 to a. So I will take this 3 outside, so I'll get 2 by 3 here. Here I'll put the upper limit. What is sin pi? Sin pi, you can check in calculator. Sin of 180 is 0, no?
0.
Minus sin of 0. You are taking lot of time to tell values, standard values. Sin
0.
0, 0. Minus cos pi,
Minus 1.
minus 1. Cos 0,
1.
1. Okay, carefully you write. Otherwise, instead of getting it as a non-zero, you'll get a 0 quantity. Okay, I have taken already 1 by 3 out. What is remaining is r cube, upper limit. A cube minus 0 cube. Hope clear the substitution of the limit? Huh? Yeah, this is 2 by 3. Can you tell me what is the value of this bracket? Minus 1 means minus 2. Outside there is minus, means it becomes plus 2. Am I right? Do answer, please. What is a cube minus 0 cube?
A cube.
Yeah, so altogether it is 2 2s are 2 2s are 4. Okay. The answer, the line integral is 4a cube divided by 3. See, you can do it in two ways, as I said. So if I take one more example, you will come to know the other way. But I feel better you go according to this, because this is the standard way. If you have kept your M1 books, no, you just go through the concept of evaluation of double integral. Okay, it may be more clear. This is how you can use Green's theorem and evaluate a line integral of the form m dx plus n dy. Okay, let me take the next example. We have an example where we have to evaluate this line integral, okay, using Green's theorem, where this c is given by, it is nothing but a square formed by the lines x equal to plus or minus 1 and y equal to plus or minus 1. So they have given the 4 lines. Let us construct the region. So here it is in coordinate plane. So x equal to 1 means it is a line parallel to y-axis at a distance of 1 from origin. Okay. Similarly, x equal to minus 1 is a line parallel to y-axis only, but at a distance of 1 on negative x-axis, because it is x is negative 1. Similarly, y equal to 1 will be a line parallel to x-axis, and y equal to minus 1 will be a line parallel to same x-axis, but it is minus 1 means at a distance of y, negative y-axis. Okay. Now, you can see this is the whole region is the square, what we have to consider. Here, when you want the limits for x, you have to go from left to right in the region. And when you want the limit for y, you should go from below to above. Then you will get lower to upper limit. So if you can see here for this square, it is very clear x is varying from minus 1 to plus 1. Similarly, y varying from minus 1 to plus 1. Now compare this integration with the standard format of Green's theorem. Whatever attached to dx, take it as n, and what is attached to dy, take it as n. So we have our m and n. Now in Green's theorem, we need to substitute for dou n by dou x and dou m by dou y also. So we need to differentiate partial. So when you do it, you will get 2x and x. Let us substitute all these changes in the statement of Green's theorem. If you substitute and simplify, you are going to get it as 2x minus x. Value of this is x. Integration of x is x square by 2. Limits are minus 1 to plus 1. So if you substitute the limit, it is going to be 0. Okay, let us take another example. So for this problem, no, we have to take the triangle formed by the lines x-axis, because its equation is y equal to 0. Then x equal to pi by 2 is a line parallel to y-axis, and one more line y equal to 2x by pi. This is a line passing through the origin. Now if you solve these two equations, you will get the point of intersection as pi by 2 comma 1. Okay. Now in this region, you have to take constant limit for x and variable limit for y. If you want constant limits, you should take on the axis. If you want variable limits, you should take parallel to that axis. Okay. So just see here very clear, x is varying from 0 to pi by 2 and y is varying from 0 till this line. And what is the value of y from this line? 2x upon pi. Okay. So all of you just write down, just draw it and write the given triangle C is shown in the figure. The given triangle C is shown in the figure. In this triangular region A, bounded by C. Okay, C is what? It is a triangle, which is a boundary for the region. Okay, bounded by C, x varies from 0 to pi by 2 and y varies from 0 to 2x upon pi. 2x upon pi. So let us apply Green's theorem. Yeah, you know the statement. You just do write it. I'll just take. And one more thing important is, what is m I have to take? Y minus sin x. And what is n? N is cos x. Correct? Yeah. Just see what you'll get. So you know, you write down the statement. I'm just writing it little directly. M is y minus sin x dx plus cos x dy is equal to double integration. Now, when you have variable limit, no, what you have to do outside, you should write first constant. Constant is for x. And then inside you should write y varying from 0 to 2x upon pi. Don't interchange, huh? Otherwise you'll get wrong answer. What is the first term I have to write in Green's theorem? Dou n by dou x. What is the derivative of cos x with respect to x?
Minus sin x.
Minus sin x. Minus derivative of y sin x with respect to y. Sorry, derivative of y minus sin x is 1, isn't it? Then I have to write dy dx. I want you to solve this problem and tell me the answer in the next class. This is the homework part.